that? What's going on?
All right, and welcome to another Spinato Spin. Great to be here at the first October show that we'll be doing this month, and today is October 2nd, kicking right into the fall, although we're catching a little Indian summer today. It's kind of warm where we're shooting this spin right now, but it's supposed to cool off rapidly right after that. But we're in the harvest. That's what we're doing. We're making sure that whatever we took care of all summer, we're cleaning up now, and we're reaping the benefits of it. Well, let's reap the benefits of a few great ideas. I just want to throw them out to you. And at the end of the talk that I'm about to give you, I'm going to present a challenge, and I'll present the challenge to you right now, and then we'll remind you of it at the end. Whatever you're doing, whatever's delaying whatever you're doing right now, I hope what we talked about right now will get you to go do it. And I'll make that challenge right at the end here just to make sure you understand what we're talking about. What's the subject tonight? The subject tonight is rejection, all right? Rejected, rejection, whatever, okay? Now, rejection is something that a lot of people shy away from, right? A lot of people don't want to get rejected. A lot of people don't want to have to face rejection. Well, I'll tell you something about rejection. Here's really what it comes down to. You got to practice the art of rejecting rejection. All right, there's a lot of times you're going to be asking a question to somebody, you're going to be looking forward to some positive response coming from your question, and what's going to happen is they're going to say no. All right, and you got to be a big boy or girl here and just say, okay, let's find out what we can do to handle this a little better. Well, here's a positive attitude you can have about rejection. It's a good self-talk. It goes this way. It goes, you keep going back, okay? You keep going back stronger, not weaker, because you will not allow rejection to beat you down. It'll only strengthen your resolve. And for you to be successful, there is no other way. Think about it. If you're saying that slogan to yourself or that mindset to yourself over and over, you're going to start understanding what rejection really is. And let's think about rejection for a couple seconds here. What is rejection? Well, the people that can handle rejection say it's this. It's a myth. Well, what do you mean it's a myth? Well, it's a myth because before you were rejected, if you will, or didn't get what you asked for, you were no better off right now since you got rejected than you were before you asked. There's no difference in you. There's really no change. You didn't have it before, now you don't have it now. So what's your problem? What is the reason why you're let down? Maybe you feel a little hurt. Maybe you feel a little different about your attempt to succeed. But that's okay. That just means you're going to go back and try it again. What you gain from that is you learned what didn't happen, why it didn't happen. You got to take in that experience. Don't take it as rejection. Take it as another way of learning. Thomas Edison, I always, gravitate to this because it makes a lot of sense. Thomas Edison, when he asked whether or not he's going to quit trying to invent the light bulb after, whatever amount of times it was, he said, no, I don't look at it as a failure that I didn't invent the light bulb. I just look at it as the 9,999th time that I found out what doesn't work to invent the light bulb. You see, that's where you are with rejection. You just had an opportunity to get feedback on whether or not you were doing the right thing to get the right answer. Here's something you can always ask people. Very powerful when you think about it. You could say to them, well, okay, they're not ready to do something right now that you just asked them to do. Well, here's what you ask them, a real open question. What would have to happen in order for you to say yes? Think about that. You put the ball right in their court. They might not answer that, but if they do answer it, now you understand. I remember we were in the sales game. I learned from an old salesperson at that time. He always asked a simple question to him, are we getting closer? Are we getting closer to getting this deal or this opportunity taken care of to make both of us understand the value of it? Are we getting closer? It's the same thing. What's the gap? I talked about this when we talked about the Lair model. Listen, acknowledge, explore, respond. Well, you always want to listen to find out what the person's telling you. You always want to acknowledge that you heard them, but then you want to explore it. You want to find out what it is that we're missing as we communicate, as we don't communicate. What's the missing piece? Well, that's where that question comes in. Very powerful. It says, what has to happen in order for you to say yes? Think about how powerful that is. Now listen to these stories here I'm going to tell you real quick. Do you know that it took, and these are stories, real life stories now. Did you know that it took, who was it? The best one is to go with Starbucks, okay? Think about Starbucks. Do you know they tried to raise money to open up the Starbucks? Do you know they went to 217 people and they said no to donate money or to get money gathered up to open up a Starbucks? They had to go to 242 people to get enough money to get the Starbucks process going. George Lucas, right, with Star Wars, that thing's worth $4 billion. He sold it to Disney. But the two production companies or studios that he went to do that Star Wars said no to him. What would have happened if he quit after the first two? The third one said yes. Walt Disney, one of the most creative minds of all time, was fired from his job because they said that he lacked the creative touch. He lacked creativity. He wasn't the type of person that they really wanted. Walt Disney. Think about these rejections. Let's go one step further. How about Colonel Sanders? Guy gets his Social Security check at age 65. Says, you know what? I really don't have much in the way of offering anything, but I do have one thing. My family has an incredible chicken recipe. You know what I think I'll do? I'll sell people this recipe, and everything that they sell, maybe they'll give me a percentage of the money. And what does he do? He's 65 years old. He travels all over, wherever he could, and he goes to 100 and what was it, 1,000? I think it was 1,040 places, and they all told him no as far as the recipe goes, as far as getting started with him in a venture like that. Finally, one said yes, and then he started developing Colonel Sanders Kentucky Fried Chicken. Do you see what I'm saying about rejection? Rejection doesn't have to stop you. Rejection doesn't have to be the reason why you quit. See, the most important thing you can all learn from this is never quit. Never give up. Always look for that extra try. You know, they say one of the greatest definitions of a winner is this definition. It says some people can stay excited for 2 months about something. Some people can stay excited about a year. Some people can stay excited for 2 years. But the winner always is excited. The person that wins is the one who's excited about their idea, excited about what their opportunity is. That's the kind of person that rejects rejection. I'll wrap it up with this. Here's my challenge to you. Think of something you've been reluctant to do because you're afraid of being rejected. And go out and ask somebody to do what you wanted them to do. Don't be afraid to go out and ask. It's always great talking to you, and I hope you have a great day, great week. And remember, reject rejection. Have a great one, everyone. Bye-bye now.